You don't want
looks like
children?
it's over. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I definitely am open to having children. Like, I think I'd be a good mom, you know?
Think so?
I think I just have to quit being hard on myself and just say it and try to enjoy the time we have left here and choose to live with their parents at 36 years old. Your mommy doing all your things for you, that's a turnoff.
That type of motivation is very attractive to me, and I would like my partner to be that way as well.
Legit thinking, did they meet their spouses before this moment? How is everyone so at ease? Some of them are even hugging, touching each other, and seem so into each other. I'm like, what? I'm still processing even I got married.
You guys, imagine forgetting your partner exists while living your best life, because that's exactly what happened on Married at First Sight. And let me just say, things got messy real quick. But wait, what if I told you this story takes an even crazier turn? Grab a seat because this tea is hot and it's about to spill everywhere. Hey besties, welcome back. So, this week's Married at First Sight episode brought us a whirlwind of emotions. There were sparks flying, hearts breaking, and some moments that had us straight up shaking. And trust me, if you thought the drama was wild before, buckle up because it's about to go to a whole new level. Let's start with E and MM, who honestly gave us some of the most wholesome vibes at first. They had the all-important kids conversation and
I have ended dating somebody because they didn't want to have any more children or didn't want to have children at all.
Yeah.
I should have asked if you wanted children before I told you that. Do you want children?
Spoiler alert, it didn't turn into a screaming match like you might expect. Instead, they were vibing, laughing, and basically finishing each other's sentences. Aw, cute, right? But here's the thing. The honeymoon phase might have been a little too good to be true. More on that later. But before we dig deeper, let's shift to Michelle and David. Now, if there's one word to describe their relationship, it's rocky. 1 minute, they're making sushi and paddleboarding like besties. The next, they're passive-aggressively throwing shade at each other.
I don't want to fight with him every day. It's not like he's not a bad guy. I don't want to continue fighting with him. So if we can just keep it casual right now, that's cool.
And David's confession during his bro time with Juan? Absolute chaos.
Don't lie, I forgot you were there because I was just having so much fun. I think I'm living it up. And I really bonded.
You forgot about me.
I mean, he practically admitted to forgetting about Karla, his wife, during their bonding time. Excuse me, sir. What? Now, when Karla heard about this, she was not having it. Imagine your husband telling you, "Oh, babe, I forgot you existed for a second because I was having such a blast." The audacity. She clapped back in the most passive-aggressive way possible, forgetting to remind Juan to bring his bag to the pool. Petty or justified? Let me know what you think in the comments. But here's where things get juicy. Despite the awkwardness and side eyes, the two managed to clear the air during a photo shoot. Juan even stepped up to comfort Karla when she got overwhelmed underwater, and you guys, it actually worked.
I find comfort in knowing that when there's conflict, we can get back to laughing, having fun. It's nice.
They went from, "I forgot about you" to, "We're laughing together again," real quick. Growth or just good editing? You decide. Meanwhile, Camille and Thomas were giving us major opposites attract energy. Camille admitted that Thomas isn't her usual type, which, okay, happens. But then Thomas opened up about not feeling black enough as a kid.
Black culture side, maybe more of that influence than I do. And it's not my first time ever hearing that. It's, I heard before from other partners and things like that.
And Camille's perspective totally shifted. It was such a raw, vulnerable moment that showed us there's more to their relationship than meets the eye. Honestly, it was a breath of fresh air amid all the chaos. But let's not forget about Michelle and David because, things went south fast. Back in Chicago, Michelle dropped a bombshell.
I think I'm ready to share a bedroom.
Can I just ask why? Or
I'm not feeling a connection here, and so I definitely don't think I will be comfortable sharing a bed with you. That's all.
Okay.
She's not ready to share a bed with David. Ouch. David, bless his heart, tried to stay optimistic, saying he'd keep trying. But can we talk about how Michelle looked like she was already emotionally checked out? The tension was unreal. Oh, and speaking of tension, Madison and Alan? Yikes. Madison straight up told Alan that she's not attracted to his bold sense of style and suggested he hit the gym.
So, obviously going to the gym is really important to me.
Girl, ouch. But the real kicker? She ditched him to go out for happy hour on their first night back in Chicago. Alan's reaction? Heartbreaking. He was disappointed but tried to play it cool. Honestly, I can't decide if I'm mad at her for being brutally honest or or if I respect her for knowing what she wants. Now, here's where we need to talk about the moral of this week's episode: communication. Whether it's Karla and Juan figuring out how to resolve conflicts without being passive-aggressive, or Camille learning to see past her biases, the theme was clear. But let's be real, some of these couples have a long way to go. And with all these dynamics playing out, I can't help but wonder, which couples are actually going to make it, and which ones are destined to crash and burn? But wait, let's go back to Camille and Thomas for a second, because their journey, it's giving us layers. Camille has a history of dating smooth, city guys with that R&B vibe, and Thomas, well, he's more suburban and laid back. She was honest about struggling to connect with his personality at first, but during their deep conversation, Thomas shared how he's faced stereotypes his whole life and learned to embrace his true self. The way Camille started seeing him differently after that, it was like she realized she might be sabotaging something real by holding on to her type. Growth, girl. We see you. Now let's talk about Madison. While I can't fully fault her for being direct about her preferences, the way she approached Alan was questionable. Telling your partner to change their wardrobe and hit the gym? That's a bit much, no? It's one thing to encourage self-improvement, but Madison's delivery felt more like criticism. And then, when she went out for happy hour without him, Alan looked so crushed, and my heart honestly broke for him. It's like he's trying so hard, but Madison isn't meeting him halfway. At this rate, can these two even make it work? Meanwhile, David's optimism about Michelle is both sweet and painful. He's holding on to the smallest glimmer of hope, but let's be real, Michelle seems completely checked out. The fact that she still refuses to share a bed with him says a lot, and don't even get me started on her body language. Crossed arms, avoiding eye contact, the works. I know David isn't perfect, but at least he's trying. Honestly, Michelle's emotional wall might be the one thing they can't overcome. Is this a classic case of one person trying harder than the other? Let me know what you think. Oh, and can we revisit Karla's clapback moment with Juan? Because it was iconic in a petty but relatable kind of way. When she forgot to remind him about his bag for the pool, I couldn't help but laugh. But the real MVP moment came later, during their serious talk. They addressed their communication issues head-on, and Juan admitted his "I forgot you were there" comment was harsh. Growth moment. It's clear these two have potential, but only if they can stop the passive-aggressive games and start being real with each other. And then there's the group dynamic, which, as always, delivered some low-key shade and high-key awkwardness. When all the couples met up in Mexico to debrief, you could feel the tension. Some couples were all smiles, talking about their progress, while others, let's just say their struggles were written all over their faces. It's fascinating to watch how the group energy shifts depending on who's thriving and who's barely holding it together. It's giving reality TV gold. As we look ahead to next week's episode, the previews teased major shakeups. One couple seems to be on the verge of a serious fallout, while another might be taking their relationship to the next level. But knowing this show, nothing is ever as it seems. Will we see more petty drama, vulnerable heart-to-hearts, or full-on breakups? Whatever happens, you already know it's going to be must-watch TV. So, make sure you tune in, because I'll be right here spilling all the tea as it unfolds. But wait, did you guys catch that sneak peek for next week's episode? Because, oh my god, the drama isn't slowing down anytime soon. Let's just say, one couple might be calling it quits sooner than we thought. Anyway, that's it for today's recap. Let me know in the comments whose side you're on in all this mess. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because you won't want to miss next week's tea. Trust me, it's going to be wild. Bye!